So, welcome to upload number 2 of today. Firstly, I want to apologise for jinxing Jack Wilshere. Since I posted my video talking about how he's never injured anymore, lo and behold, he has not travelled with the England team who play tomorrow. He's actually injured. So, yep, in true gunner bang fashion, I have completely fucking jinxed it. Very similar to how I did with the Debuchy and the Kieran Gibbs deals over the summer. Oh, God. Anyway, anyone who hasn't checked out my my video about Jack Wilshere and why we haven't given him a new deal, etc., then you can do that after you've watched this video, obviously, by going back. And it was the next to last video. Anyway, I just wanted to put together a video. Obviously, I've been out the loop for about a week or so. Obviously, I was ill last week. So I thought I'd put together a little video for all the loyal people that are subscribed to the channel, all the people that have been asking if I'm okay, hope I get better, etc., and all the people that have... It's been overwhelming, really, the amount of people that have messaged me, not only on YouTube, but on Instagram, Twitter, etc., so yeah, I just wanted to give a sort of 10-minute take on Arsenal, really. Obviously, we played our Europa League game against AC Milan, a game I was due to go to, had a ticket. Obviously, I was on my deathbed, so I didn't make it. Little bit gutted I didn't make it, because I would have seen Bambi on ice score 2 goals, one of which he blatantly dived for. So yeah, he obviously got called up to the England squad the day before that, I think, or on the day of that, I can't remember now. But that buzzed him up and he scored 2 goals. Obviously, one of them was the dodgy penalty. The other one was a 2-yard tap-in header. Now, on Danny Welbeck, he hasn't signed a new contract. His contract expires, I think, the end of next season. I'm still baffled as to how he got selected for England. I just don't get it. You know, there's other players out there, that Andre Gray, for example, Callum Wilson, that have better goal-scoring stats than him, which is his actual job. He is a striker. And everyone can throw at me his work rate and this and that. Well, sorry, if you're a top-end professional footballer, you should have the work rate anyway. Whether you're Ronaldo, Messi, or Danny Welbeck. So, sorry, work rate don't come into it for me. But yeah, we qualified, we're through. And lo and behold, we got the furthest team away from England. We got Moscow. That's going to be... quite daunting. Obviously, there's reports coming out left, right and centre about a spy that got poisoned and our government are blaming their government. It's all a load of fucking bollocks and should not be a reason as to why Arsenal fans shouldn't be going to Moscow. Everyone that's messaged me on here that is Russian or has been to Russia has got nothing but love for it and said it's been fantastic, whether they're Jamaican living in Russia or Pakistani living in Russia. Everyone's welcome from what I've been told. So I don't see why people are getting so uptight about this and that, because it is what it is. It's a football match. Now, I was going to be going to that game and then I stumbled across the prices. Now, the match day ticket itself is only 13 quid, £13.50, but the flights are nearly 500 quid. The accommodation would be about 80 quid, 75 quid. Then you've got to factor in food and drink. Then you need a visa, which is 108 quid, and then obviously it's 2 days off work. Adding it all up, it's going to come to about £1,000 for a second leg in a tie that we should have dead and buried in the first leg. So I'm not going to that anymore. Good luck to anyone who is, though. Anyway, moving on to Aaron Ramsey. Like I just said about Danny Welbeck, obviously hasn't signed a new contract. Aaron Ramsey's in that position as well. His contract expires as the same as Danny Welbeck's does at the end of next season. Now, Ramsey's a bit of a weird one. He's played 2 Premier League games more than Jack Wilshere this season. I was actually staggered when I fucking looked at that stat. 2 Premier League games more. He's featured in 19 Premier League games this season. Out of what, 31? I think we played 30, 31. So it seems like he can't string 3 or 4 games together without getting injured. He's always in and out the team at the minute, especially in recent months, since sort of November, December time. Now, what I will say about Aaron Ramsey is that this guy, I think, under a different football manager, would be brilliant. Like, brilliant. Really good player. Under Arsene Wenger, he knows that if he's fit, he's playing. So he doesn't have that drive, I don't think, to make himself try and be better. We've all seen him score cup final winners, and in 30 years' time, people will look back at that and call him a hero or a legend, whatever. And personally, if you're scoring 2 goals that win you 2 cup finals, you should have that tag, because he won us 2 trophies with them goals. So, yeah, I'm sort of 50-50 with this one. I'm not too sure whether I want him to stay or whether I want him to go, because there's pros and cons for both sides. Sometimes he's a headless chicken that can't be asked, and other times he's fucking brilliant. So maybe a new manager at Arsenal would get the brilliant side of him out 90% of the time. Who knows? Anyway, on to another one whose contract runs out at the end of next season. And that is arguably the best young talent in England, Reiss Nelson. He's definitely the best one at Arsenal. And his contract expires at the end of next year. Now, there's been no talk whatsoever from what I've seen of him signing a new deal or a new deal being offered or anything, any sort of negotiations or anything. Now, he scored a couple of goals for England the other night. He's banging goals in for the under-23s. He scored against Chelsea, I think it was. The guy's fantastic. Absolute baller. And I am shocked that he hasn't played hardly any games this season for the first team. I'm absolutely baffled by that, because when he has played in the Europa League, and I know it's a different level of competition, and I know it was a group stage, and I know he's played League Cup and this and that, he's been brilliant. And I feel like he deserves a chance. And if we let this kid go, whoever he goes to, they're going to get one hell of a footballer, because this guy is something special. Now, I'm not going to big him up too much because he is only a kid, and we've bigged up hundreds of kids over the years. But we should be nailing this player down to a long-term deal and making him welcome in the first 11 from now to the end of the season, especially in Premier League games, because we're fucked in the Premier League. So why not throw Reiss Nelson in for the last 7 or 8 games? Chuck him in. Say you're going to play the next 7 or 8 games. I want to see what you got. Try it. We've still got Man United away. We've still got Newcastle away. We've still got Leicester and Huddersfield away. Do you know what I mean? Still got Southampton, West Ham. All these teams are fighting for their lives or fighting for something. So why not throw him in? Test him. Give him something to go at. Give him a confidence boost. What more can he do for the under-23s that he hasn't already done? So yeah, there we go. That's another player gone. Also, Arsene Wenger. We couldn't do a video without talking about Arsene Wenger. Now, I don't think he's going to leave. I hope he leaves, but I don't think he's going to leave. The only way he's going is if we just terminate his contract. Now, whether that happens or not, that ain't down to me. If it was down to me, he would have gone 6-7 years ago. But let's hope the powers that be are working on the next manager, and let's hope that we have a little bit of positivity going into next season. And hopefully that'll be with all the players I've listed signing new contracts. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Appreciate you watching for so long. I appreciate all the comments, all the love. Don't forget, follow my Instagram, LeeGunner82, and my Twitter, LeeGunner82. Also, excuse me, I am going on a podcast at 7:30 this evening on Guna Eagle Eye with my boy Chris. So be sure to go and tune into that. We're going to be discussing all the topics I've just spoke about, plus much more. So keep your eyes out for that. Subscribe to Guna Eagle Eye. Top guy. Loves Arsenal. Knows his football. And like I said, subscribe to my channel too. Stick the notification bell on. You'll never miss an episode. I'm going to be doing as well regular uploads over the World Cup period. I'm not going to be doing it every day, but the big games, I'm going to preview and review them. So keep your eyes peeled for that as well. That's going to be interesting. And I'm going to be doing it for the England games as well. I'm sure we'll only have 3 of them. But there we go. Anyway, I'm out of here. Laters, peeps.